There is an effort going on right now to stop Ripple from becoming a national bank. It's important for banks to keep Ripple from becoming well known because its technology can replace a lot of the infrastructure they've relied on for decades and made billions of dollars from. These are the issues that Ripple is facing right now. I will talk about them in this video. Is there something that Ripple can do to correct this? It would be great if Ripple could become the US's second largest bank. Is this really going to stop them? I know everything you need to know. This 101-minute movie will have everything in it. Come with me. Let's begin. It would be like a lot of other crypto companies that want to become US banks, which is why Ripple wants to do it. The Circle file was shown to us. Then we saw the Ripple file. At the moment, Ripple is thought of as a digital NEO. Oh, a digital bank doesn't need a full banking license or charter to be on this list. What does neobank even mean? Ripple has been recognized as a real digital bank. People know Ripple for its first of its kind blockchain-based cross-border payments. It used to be that this business only processed crypto payments, but now it's a bigger financial service provider with many banking-like features that doesn't have a license to be a bank. What does a neobank do? A company that uses money technology to do simple banking tasks like taking payments, managing accounts, and keeping digital things safe. Almost all of them can be done online. A lot of the time, neobanks don't have real offices and never have a full banking license. They offer services like loans, digital payments, wealth management, and more, which is why they are called banks. It's not because they are approved banks by the government. The main points are covered. You can read this at your own speed after stopping the movie. We've been here for a long time, so it doesn't matter much. This is where we want to be. Banks are making it hard to do business because, well, Gary Gendler's going to tell you. Someone asked if it was possible to send something important over the web. Yes, you can send data bits over the internet. Could we send money as data bits as well? Could we really get somewhere? You could also have a useful internet that let people send money all over the world. The best way to get from Tanzania to Nigeria is to use either Swift or Ripples, which are both SMS apps. There's a chance that the ledgers will change and move at the same time. This is often a bank in both countries. At this point, it is thought that you need a bridge currency in between blockchain and a real currency. This short-term money could have a stable value backed by the euro or the US dollar. That way it could be a currency and Ripple would be able to use it. In May, the first test took place. It's crazy that we found several videos of the past head of the sea going into great detail about Ripple's technology. How should banks change to become X, Y, and Z? Of course, doesn't Ripple already do that? It's funny that the CC fought Ripple for so long. Big banks and other groups that said, hey, we need to stop this at all cost, right? It must have put a lot of pressure on them. This has to stop right away. The same thing happened in the US, but they stopped for 4.5 years. That's why banks had to get smarter. Right? Some of these bigger schools needed some time to build their own facilities. That's how long the C's gave them. This is tough for Ripple. The National Banking Association, the CBA, and the NBA all got this letter on. We are worried about the information that was shared about Ripple, Circle, and other online banks, which is pretty much what it says. It's not been clear enough. We need more. Don't give them this key to open a national bank. That's the reason they sent this letter to the OC. A lot of people read this. The American Bankers Association wants the OC to stop giving. Some crypto banks like Ripple and Circle have licenses. This time we could ask, do you know why this is happening? They may also be worried that faster crypto technologies like Ripple's, Circles, and others could replace their banks. It's a lot cheaper. That makes a lot more sense. You know where everything is. Also, these banks don't make tens of billions of dollars a year just from people using their lines of credit. People could move the same amount of money around without going through not a single bank. They could use any Web3 company's system, not just Ripple's. You start to think about what else might happen. This is what could happen if the OC stops Ripple and looks at other apps. First, let's look at this, and then we'll see what Ripple could do to stop this. It would be good if the American Bankers Association and other groups that work with them could stop or put off giving crypto companies like Ripple and Circle Bank a license to do business in the US. there could be big problems for both businesses with the law or their company. What will happen if the pause works? Taking too long to grow the business, they wouldn't have to slow down their plans to offer direct crypto storage because they couldn't work as trust banks that are regulated by the government. Business and services that use stablecoins need a government license in order to do things like have direct access to the government reserves payment system. Also, rules are not clear. Business would not have to follow any rules. This is what I saw when the SEC charged Ripple. People who use XRP felt like they had been stuck for a long time. Now that we can see the end of the tunnel, the SEC and Ripple agreed to drop their claims. People are now starting to come back in. Ripple has been through a lot, as they can see. What do they think? A warning, a $125 million 0 cents fine, and maybe some limits on selling XRP to big buyers should be enough to get them to stop. They need to write an important report. Also, that's only in the US. This might make it harder for them to provide more services like holding coins in institutions across the US and releasing coins steadily while being watched over by the federal government. The OC might ask to see the business plan more closely, a lot more openness, stricter rules on business plans, and time for everyone to talk. This means that people who want to work for trust banks would have to explain in more depth how they meet the legal requirements of trust banks. After a break, Ripple could do the following to fix things. I just didn't want to chew a lot of ice on the mic, change apps, or make statements better. This is what Ripples could do to get around it. Change the programs to be more honest by giving clear, thorough business plans, financial models, and measures of compliance that cover fiduciary responsibilities. Take part in public comment periods and open platforms to talk about policy, legal, and public problems, and talk to people who have a stake in the matter. This might make the other person think twice and show that you are ready to be a helpful trust bank. So I want to talk about some public problems. The institutions that could change here don't seem to worry people very much, do they? The groups that check this out, tech, and say, shit, they don't need us anymore. This is what worries them the most right now. That is not good at all. That's the worry. Right? A lot of people are scared. Change the way you do business. They need to change how their apps work so that they work more like regular trust and extra services. I believe there will be a lot of worry at the end of the day, but I believe Ripple, Circle, and other Web3 companies will be able to get these licenses. We fight all the time. That means there will be another one. Through hard work, we've gained every piece we have so far.